Hi, everyone. As we start another week where volume should return to this market, we need to review the low volume overall market that we just saw. Following the Santa Claus rally, we really did nothing, which is actually, I think, personally great. I would rather see us sell off now than sell off at the beginning of the year on heavier volume. So the pullback overall on lower volume is welcome by me. If we look at the internals, we can see the MACD on the NASDAQ is trending higher. TSV is trending lower. That is mixed confirmation of the price action, which means we need to, take it easy here, keep tight stops if we do take new long positions. We got 3 new real good long positions tonight, one speculative one, which is pretty good considering we had a down day on the NASDAQ, down 0.20. The Russell 2000 was also down, led the way down 0.50, but it's pulling back nicely. It's 50-day moving average. It too has mixed signals with TSV short-term diverging, trending lower, MACD trending higher. So right there, that kind of tells us that the market's a little confused here, so it isn't the most bullish. That's why we need to really, if we do get any 5-10% signals or signals that say go 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 with full margin, we need to wait until we see an update in this market. Good news though, S&P 500, nice little intraday reversal off the lows, nice tight change. MACD is good, TSV is not good, but BOP looking pretty solid here. I wonder how that's going to turn out. Normally it doesn't seem to work well in the indexes, but green's better than yellow or red. That's normally how it goes. Dow Jones Industrial Average also up 0.06% today. Same thing, TSV headed down, MACD heading higher. Going over to the oscillator of stochastics, you can see Dow Jones is trending higher, but it's starting to flatten out ever so slightly. S&P 500, same thing. NASDAQ, same thing. And Russell 2000, same thing. And this time, though, this would be considered kind of poor divergence because while the oscillator is moving up, prices are moving lower. So that's not necessarily the greatest thing. So overall, the market's not set up in the best possible way. And that's why you end up getting moves like in lock. A good reason why you don't chase. LOCK gave us a long signal here. I put in a limit order to 1823 because it's already extended from really the 18 area that I would deem it safe to buy at. Missed my limit order, and that's a good thing because the stock cratered absolutely terribly on Friday. Now, if you did get filled, the good news is that if you buy this, you put one stop limit below 1765 and you put your final one before 1711. So you're way out before it actually crosses 16, and while the 17 hurts and while the 1765 hurts, it doesn't hurt as much as if you were holding it overnight and a day without a stop loss. And this goes to show you why in a thinly traded market that's illiquid, low volume, whatever you want to call it, you have to have stops. And this is why we do have stops, and this is why a couple got hit actually. ULTA, technically this is a 25% sell signal. However, intraday, half of my shares were taken off. We'll see which one proves correctly, as I'm not going to add them back on even though it's a 25% end of day signal. TNET is a 50% signal. It's not closing below the 50-day moving average, but it has taken out that 20-day moving average with quite strong volume. And from where we entered the position, 31.21, we now have a loss. So that no matter what, that's a 50% loss with the above average volume. My final sell stop is below this low a day right here, 29.79. Now, if it closes below the 50-day moving average tomorrow on Monday, without it going below that low a day, it will be a full sell no matter what. Then also EPAM is also going to be a 50% sell. We added back our sell position following the next day retake of the 50-day moving average, but boom, it's not working out, and we're going to go ahead and get rid of half of it. And then if it moves below the 46.18, actually, excuse me, I'm going off my full position. So when with this position that we sold here, we added back here, that position is now another full sell. However, from the original position back here, we still have half of our, whatever is left, I have half of that trade left. So I'm not exactly quite sure with the partial sells up here. I would have to review my own trades. So we still have a 3% gain. So my final cut loss level on this trade here is a close below this low day, 44.01. Right now is where I have my final sell stop. If this stock reverses back above the 50-day moving average, this sell that we're doing here, the 50%er, would be put back on. Echo is a 25% sell with a heavy volume close below the 20-day moving average. Still overall the stock is uptrending, looks good, but a heavy volume sell below the 20-day moving average is never good. And then SKYS is a speculative trade that we have on, That's a 75% sell. It did it at what XNCR did immediately, which was not move higher, so it didn't violate its final sell stop level. So it's a 75% sell. SKYS is a 75% sell. My final cut loss level is right here at 1025. However, if this stock, let's say, is down even like 0.2% yesterday, tomorrow, Monday, it's Saturday right now, and it has yellow bop, it will be a full sell because it's speculative trade. And then also there was a sell intraday for me that's not by the end of the day. ALOG actually traded below the low a day of our signal date of 83.31. So it actually took me out of half of what I had left following the 25% sell of ALOG the day before. I'm not going to put that back on unless it reverses. On an end of day signal though, with the 83.51 close being above the 83.31, you don't have to sell the 50% that I got sold off intraday. My final sell stop is below the 81.54 level. Now the three new longs, FLT is the highest quality one, can slim quality, and if it breaks out and goes to new highs, it will re-enter the pre-perfect speculator scan, and then in due time it'll be in the perfect speculator scan again. But this is an extremely high quality can slim stock. Pocket pivot point signal bouncing off 50-day moving average with an increase in BOP. Everything looks good there. VRTX is a long-term perfect speculator scan. I mean, it's been in there since September, not pre, the perfect speculator scan. It has never quite given a good long signal off the 50-day moving average, and while it would have worked back here, kind of had a little dipsy-do in December, but we'll see if this one works now. Volume isn't above average, but it's much higher than the previous sessions, and it's a breakout to a new all-time high, so I'm going to go ahead and go with that. So VRTX is a new long. 2.5% VRTX, 2.5% FLT, and then also 2.5% in CIVI because we don't risk much if we're long. Final sell stop is going to be below this level right here, 1657. You could also use 1649. But CIVI is bouncing right off the 50-day moving average. Earnings estimates for 2015 and 2016 are for a huge, it's positive. It's 55. Oh, let's just pull up Market Smith since I think we can do that here. CIVI, oh great, and it's up too. So you can see the current sales growth is decent, not great. Earnings, though, are turning a big corner in 2015, up 68%, and in 2016 sees a 34% increase from 2015. Mutual fund ownership has started. Overall, I like that those financials, cash flow is positive, and this is a really tight pattern following the strong move off the December lows, so it seems really coiled to work. And then CARA is my speculative trade of the weekend, I guess you could say. Pocket pivot point signal the day before, so combined with day two, as you can see on a 2-day, it is a pocket pivot point signal 2-day. So we'll confirm that there. Also, huge volume. We've been watching this stock since that move here in October, that huge volume with the max screen bot push. And we've seen it ever since then. It's been showing up in our IPO scan up into this day, and then it started to show up again in our BOP scans recently. So this breakout will be taken. Only 1% though. It's speculative, and only the video, you guys that watch the video, are going to know about this. But that's it. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. See you in the chat room on Monday.